Hi Abid. So, you are the human resources, right?
Yes, Jadine, I have human resources. What can I help you?
I want to ask you some question and opinion from you.
Sure, Jadine. What is it?
What makes Bidin become distant and his work started to deteriorate?
Okay. So for me, as a low labor or standard employee, I believe that they all always want their boss spot them by impress their boss with their performance and good work doing. They also want to be highlighted employee and want a praise from everyone around them and become a good employee. With that, they will put a high expectation of what have they done by offering them a high position and raise their salary up. So, Bidin an introvert person, always spend his working hours on his cubicle. It's a problem for him, for people to notice him not to mention his boss even though he had done his work perfectly. What makes Bidin become deteriorate toward his work? He was very upset and disappointed toward his boss for not notice him even though he was struggling, trying his best to be a good employee, and he must be had a high expectation. By that, Bidin had reached of his power and he chose to be worse than before because he must be thinking that his all effort were wasting his time.
Oh, I see. Next, what are the factors that influence Bidin's perceptions that he will be chosen as the senior designer?
Bidin already feels and sees himself as deserving of the senior designer position, which influences his view that will be chosen. Perhaps his life ambition is to become the senior designer and he will go to any lengths to get it. If I were in Bidin's position, I would put forth of all of my effort to accomplish my goal, expecting that something positive would result from what I had done. Then, given that he is a kampung boy, he may really want to improve his lifestyle by earning a big pay. He must desire his life to be a better than it was before.
Okay, I see. Then, how do the attributional of bias works in this case?
As a manager of human resources, I noticed that the situation met with a selective perception in that Tengku Zara was selected to hold the position of senior designer. Tengku Zara is an outgoing person who will draw attention to her excellent job from her co-workers and everyone else in the office, including you. However, the problem is that much of her work was done by Bidin helping her out with designing assignments, which is why it aggravates Bidin further. This demonstrated that Bidin has a better chance than Tengku Zara of becoming a senior designer at Whiteland Sedaran Berhad.
Okay then, you as a human resources Abid, what can you do to reduce such bias?
So, in my opinion, the best way to avoid biases is to properly assess every individual to determine their skills and suitability for the role being provided. With this, Bidin, which is the best to hold the position, will be promoted to senior designer at Whiteland Sedaran Berhad in a fair and accurate manner. This will also ensure that the person in the role is competent and effective at their job.
I see, Abid. Next, what effects does perception have on employee and the workplace?
In terms of how perception affect employees, they will become dissatisfied with the management and reluctant to report to work as a result of what occurred to Bidin. Their decreased productivity is harmful for the organization. The office has a depressing atmosphere, is no longer a fun place for workers to unwind. Employees will believe that despite their efforts and struggles, it will be difficult for them to advance to a higher position.
Well, I see that. Last, by suing the steps in rational decision making model, suggest me one solution to solve this problem and improve productivity and profits of Whiteland Design Sendirian Berhad.
So I recommend using the rational decision making model step to identify and define the issue's problem. You need to pinpoint the issue, which is that Bidin feels dissatisfied and disappointed about the choice that was made despite the fact that he is more qualified than Tengku Zara. The next step is to define the issue, which entails knowing every skill that each of your employees possess before select the candidate with the best qualification for the job. Then you have to identify the decision criteria by determining the criteria that will be suitable for holding senior designer position. After that, you have to find and evaluate each of the employees to choose who is the best and meet the criteria given.
Okay, I see. So I guess that's all what I need and want to ask you. That's all. Thank you very much, Abid.
My pleasure, Datin.